I am for the child who has been abused, the child who is afraid to go home.
Who thinks it's her fault? Who is forced to keep a secret or else?
I am for the child who has been neglected.
And welcome back to the Dawn Show. We're talking about CASA, Court Appointed Special Advocates. This is an amazing program that truly works, that makes a difference in our community and the lives of children. It's been around since about 2006. You've already met the executive director of CASA, but we want to bring in Michelle Whalen, who's a CASA volunteer. You've already met Wendy Graham, so it's good to have you here.
Thank you very much. Good to be here.
Yeah. So how do you like being a volunteer?
It's amazing. It's frustrating, but it's mostly amazing. The impact that we do have, I never realized it when I was taking my training that it was going to really be as impactful as it is. But when I'm in court and the judge is asking me questions about the child and I'm right there able to answer all the questions, it's a great feeling to know that I am the voice for the child.
And much like Diane, you also have a teenager in your life.
I do. She is my third case. I've been a CASA volunteer for 4 years, and this is definitely my most frustrating case. It's hard to see children 17, 18 years old about to be aged out of the system and really not have the tools they need to be out on their own. It's sad, and it was one of the reasons why I got involved in this. I thought we need to get involved in children who are going to be aging out to help them get out there and be responsible citizens, be the best person they can be.
Because sometimes I think we've been showing these stats that kids who are 17, under 18, they're in the system. But then unfortunately when the system sort of says, oh, you're all grown up, bye-bye, they end up in the system on the prison end of things and in trouble because unfortunately, it just fuels that. So I think this is, again, solution-based, that in other words, what you're doing is saying, you matter to us and we care about you and we want to make a difference in your life.
Right, that's what we're trying, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm there to visit her, let her know every month that I am there for her, try and get in touch with everyone else that's important in her life and everyone else that's in contact with her and trying to come up with the best plan, for her in the future.
So how does it work when you're back? I mean, you have a full-time job, you're in the courts, you're a volunteer, so you're going to court with that young person and you're advocating for them with a judge there.
Correct. I'm lucky enough to have, I work for a great company and they support me taking the time off, the hours off that I need to do this. They know how important it is to me. We prepare reports and we send them ahead of our appearance, and the judge reviews those reports, and then when we show up at court, our child may be with us or may not be, but still we're there to answer any questions the judge may have, any questions regarding our report. And we touched on it earlier, our DHS workers and our court-appointed attorneys, they have many cases. They may not have the information that we do since we've been there every month.
Because for you it's more personal.
Correct. I just have my one case. I have my one child.
And so you're that special advocate for that one child.
Right.
I mean, we've seen the statistics, and so we know the program works. But for you specifically, Michelle, what have you seen that you feel like, yes, I made this difference, or CASA made these differences for these kids?
I have my second case. It was a family of 6, and the oldest child was a 16-year-old boy and was going through a lot of difficulties.
Go ahead and keep talking.
Okay.
Your hearing is hitting your mic, so I'm just going
to... He was having a lot of difficulties, and I was able to help him work with DHS to get what he needed. Specifically, he wanted to be on a team in school, and they weren't really sure he should do that, and we fought for it. Little things like that. Going to court and the judge asking a question and no one else knowing the answer except for me because I was there. I was visiting every month.
So do you think that a lot of times with these kids, just having somebody, Wendy, fight for them makes the difference? Because there's nobody there. I mean, usually the mom or the dad, we're always fighting for our kids. We're the advocates for our kids. But just to have somebody there who knows you, who cares about you, who loves you, I mean, I would think that right there makes a huge difference.
I think it's one of the most powerful things about being a CASA volunteer. Again, being there for the child, being consistent year after year, no matter what they go through. They know that, if it's Michelle, they can count on Michelle or Diane. And I think, we didn't talk about this earlier, but for the child to know, and typically, with the older child, to understand that, Michelle or Diane are here because they want to be here. They're volunteering. And I think not only for the child, but for everyone in the system, that's powerful.
Yeah,
it's not
your
their job. Right. They're there because they want to be there.
It's just a great program. We're going to take a quick break, but we do want to, we'll tell you more about the event that's coming up again right after the Dawn Show continues. So maybe this is something you want to do. Maybe you want to get involved with CASA, which is Court-Appointed Special Advocates. It's a great program, and during the commercial break, actually, Michelle and Wendy pointed out it's not so labor-intensive because you are volunteering. So it's once a month with a child, and you're mostly emailing and calling and that sort of thing. So I didn't want to make it sound like it's every day. You still have kids, you still have your job, and all that good stuff to volunteer with.
Right, and that's an important message, that anyone that's looking for something that they want to get involved with, this is a perfect program because it doesn't take up too much time, and you still make a huge impact.
And
you
we
still
want
have your life.
And we want people, speaking of having your life, we want you to go to the Philadelphia Zoo. Let's take a look at the first annual CASA Philadelphia Superhero 5K Walk. It's at the zoo. So come on in. Wendy and Michelle and Diane, who is here, thank you so much for all you're doing. I hope you have a great one. See you here tomorrow.